Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Spotlight. My name is Kim Cafino, and I have worked with hundreds of teachers, coaches, and leaders in schools around the world to help them create thriving and sustainable instructional coaching programs. And I'm on a mission to help you coach better. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, come learn with us in one of our courses for instructional coaches or our private mentoring packages. Join our global Coach Better community and find all of our resources for instructional coaches on our website at coachbetter.tv. If you have a question you'd like to hear us answer or a topic you'd like us to discuss, please drop us a line on our website at coachbetter.tv/ask. Join our Coach Better Facebook group or find us on social media at Eduro Learning and send me a DM. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of our latest episodes here on YouTube. Today, I'm chatting with LaTyia Rolle, elementary school principal at the International School of Brussels. LaTyia recently moved from U.S. public schools to international schools, and she brings a wealth of experience working with instructional coaches as a school leader. LaTyia's insight into what makes instructional coaching successful from a leadership point of view is invaluable. Thanks to her extensive experience in both U.S. public schools and multiple international schools, we can really see the impact of structured and established practices in her experience in U.S. schools compared to the more organic and grassroots programs in international schools. If you're an international school educator, this will be a really interesting episode for you to listen to. In this Spotlight episode, we are focused on the leadership perspective on making instructional coaching successful. In the full-length audio podcast, we also talk about why instructional coaching is so essential for schools and school leaders, comparing coaching programs in international schools to U.S. public schools in LaTyia's experience, how to help school leaders see the value of instructional coaching, the connection or overlap of coaching and middle-level leadership, and what school leaders need to consider as they're building a coaching culture. To listen to the full episode, subscribe to Coach Better wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to explore these ideas even further, you will love our new workshop for experienced coaches, Scaling Your Impact as an Instructional Coach. You can find it at edurolearning.com/scale. And I'll tell you more about it, as well as another great opportunity for you to grow at the end of this episode. Okay, let's jump in. And I know that you have seen coaching in multiple places,
Yes.
and you have worked with coaches in multiple different capacities. So knowing that intentionality and strategy and relationships are two of the things that you've already talked about, what makes coaching successful in your experience? Or what are some key pieces that as school leaders are listening to this or coaches are listening to this, what are the things that you would say if you are only going to do 3 things or whatever it is, these are the things that you really need to be paying attention to?
One, I would say be honest with your coach. Share everything, good, bad, ugly, the okay, the things you're not sure about. Share everything. There's 2 reasons for that. One, a really good coach can make a proper assessment only based on relevant, current, accurate data, which is the same with our students, right? If we have a student who's performing really low on all of their grade level assessments, but then randomly on the standardized assessment, oh my gosh, they scored off the roof. They were so beyond the 90th percentile. There's something to that, right? There's some kind of discrepancy. And so with a coach, in order to go faster, farther faster, be honest with everything from the beginning so that they can make a proper assessment. That would be my first piece. Secondly, for leaders, I'll speak to leaders specifically. Having a coach is like having a life jacket because they are always there if you need them. But also, you can walk around with the life jacket and it's not weird. You know what I mean? We're swimming. We're in a boat. Having a life jacket is a normal thing to have on. But at the same time, maybe I don't need my life jacket all the time. So that would be my piece to leaders is use your coach. It's a normal piece. We need the support and we can only be better for our teachers, for our schools, for our directors or superintendents, our school board, our families, when we have that person, when we have that life jacket. The third piece I would have to say with coaching is make sure that you set attainable goals. Do not try to create the most beautiful sounding, glorious piece. Make and set attainable goals, because just like our students, we need to feel successful. And I think that was one of the other pieces that some of my peers and colleagues had negative experiences with coaches with. They created this like enormous lofty goal because it looked nice and they had all the graphics, but in turn, it wasn't really something that they could accomplish in 6 months, in a year, maybe not even in 18 months. And so really being strategic about little goals, feeling successful, because obviously we feel good, right? When we're making success. But then from there, you also have, I'm going to go back to that foundation. This is how we were able to accomplish this. How can we replicate this process for the bigger pieces? And that was one of the pieces, Kim, at JFK that you really helped us with. Amazing school, phenomenal things happening, but not a lot of, we didn't always know why. It was so by chance and it wasn't by design. And you really allowed us to walk through that process of maybe this is why this was successful. And sometimes it was like, you know what? That was not the reason. Or you know what? Oh, that was the reason. But just like our students, we have to learn from our mistakes, and we really have to be willing to take those risks. And so when you have a coach that's supporting you with that process, it's good. My other suggestion to leaders is be transparent about the coaching process with our teachers, because there's so much of the time when we're asked to coach our teachers, sharing with them, we've also been coached, we've gone through this process, this is what we're working on. It helps, again, that shared accountability, but also for, okay, all right, we're all in this together. We really are moving forward. And so I would have to say that's probably one of the pieces I'm working on with my new school, is just in being a new person, a new leader, is building that relationship and allowing them to see, hey, these are pieces I do have some experience with, but I also understand you've had some different experiences with it. What common things can we pull out of that again can allow us to have the communication that we want to, the trust that we want to, and then ultimately setting up the right foundation so that we can move forward and execute as we need to, strategically, purposely, and again, with that shared success.
Thanks for watching this clip with LaTyia. This episode is full of so many valuable insights about why schools and school leaders should invest in coaching and what makes it work at the school-wide level. This year, more than any other year in my experience, I have heard so many stories about instructional coaches moving to a new school and being completely caught off guard, expecting that they're walking into a similar program setting to their previous school. But when they show up, after moving their entire life to a new country, they discover that the structures aren't in place. There's a lack of clarity. Leadership is not aligned, and although the school may have multiple instructional coaching positions, they don't actually have a coaching program. This is such a challenging situation, and with more and more instructional coaching positions opening up in international schools around the world, it's happening even more frequently. The reality is that if you're an international school instructional coach, you need to deeply understand the ways to advocate for, plan, and implement a successful coaching program, especially if you're moving to a new school next academic year. If you're ready to think about your coaching practice and program from this big picture lens, if you're curious about embracing your leadership as an instructional coach to see the ways that you can build these kinds of programs, make sure to watch our new free workshop for experienced coaches, Scaling Your Impact as an Instructional Coach. You can find it at edurolearning.com/scale. Scaling your impact requires that you shift your mindset from seeing yourself as just a coach to seeing yourself as a leader, so you can create and advocate for the systems and structures that make coaching sustainable for you as an individual coach and for your coaching program at your school. Watch the workshop at edurolearning.com/scale. If workshops or courses aren't for you and you're ready to get started right away, we have an exciting new opportunity this spring, a strategy session with me. This is a one-off 90-minute session where we can talk through your most pressing instructional coaching challenge and create a practical plan to work it through. It's like coaching and mentoring and strategy all wrapped up in one package, unique and customized just for you. These sessions are perfect for educators, instructional coaches, or school leaders who have one specific topic they'd like to explore in depth and get personalized support to take the next step forward. Get all the details at edurolearning.com/strategy. If you're curious which option is right for you, send me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn and let's start a conversation. You've watched this whole episode. Let's work together to create a thriving and sustainable coaching culture in your school setting. Wherever you are in your coaching journey, we can support you. See you next time.